Moments before the new millennia, a mysterious storm suddenly appears, causing time to begin flowing backwards, deleting everyone and everything of the present history as we know it, and the friction between humans and arcanists who can wield magical powers further creates complications during this already problematic time reversing destruction. Will anyone survive? With this unique premise to the story, of course, I was immediately interested in playing the game. And thankfully, I had the privilege to try out this new free-to-play 20th century time travel strategic RPG game during the closed beta, and it did not disappoint because everything about the game blew my mind away immediately. So with the release date right around the corner, I wanted to share why I believe Reverse 1999 has already become one of my favorite games of all time. As I already mentioned, everything in the game already feels extremely refined. For example, throughout the entire story, every single characters are animated in this live 2D format, which I thought was insane. The cutscenes are very unique and they're formatted like I'm watching a movie. And some of the illustrations, oh my god. Look at this. And even some of the portions in the story, they add these little flares. And personally, I thought that was really cool and really helps me feel more immersed into the story. Now, when it comes to gameplay, you can again see immediately just how refined everything feels and looks. Every character's spells or attacks feels very unique and fluid. The animation is actually insane. It's something like I've never seen in a mobile game before. And I understand that some players might be turned off by the idea of a turn-based tactical game, but the game does have a unique element to it where the skills and the attacks that you use are essentially randomized, so it tests your flexibility in certain situations, and you can even manipulate the order of these skills so that they can combine into stronger skills, which is really cool. The soundtrack feels amazing, and even the background music that they play during the story, it really helps you feel like you're there. And again, like everything else, it makes it feel immersive.
Are you feeling seasick? Open your eyes, followers. It's 12 at noon and the Rockin' Apple is welcoming the most unwelcome visitors. I'll hold of you a public hearing. You stalkers, stalking me, the pirate for days?
Now, one of the coolest things about Reverse 1999 is the fact that the entire dialogue of the main story in the game are fully voiced and dubbed.
Let's shake hands. Buena chica.
And so far from the beta, all the voice actors do a phenomenal job, and it really feels good. It feels great. And of course, there are many other languages that they are doing full dubs with, which is very cool. And I thought it was amazing that they even considered this. Now, of course, this being a gacha game, one of the biggest things that we actually care about in a gacha game are the characters and stories. What I found really interesting is that each characters in the game are of course fun and they have their own personalities, but they're all from specific eras in the timeline. As I already mentioned before, the story of the game is the idea that the time is reversing backwards, and as we journey through different timelines or eras, we meet different characters. So for instance, we have characters from the 20th century, we go back into the 1960s, 1920s, and who knows how far it's gonna go. And with their uniqueness and their personality, some of the characters are pretty insane. We of course have waifus, we got husbandos, but there are also things like a UFO that sucks up cows, and then there are things like piece of glass from a door. The funny thing is it doesn't have like an era attached to the door because the door is essentially in a lot of different eras. We also got an apple, a wooden horse, a radio, and of course, as I already mentioned, these characters are pertaining to certain eras. And so as you progress through the game, you probably meet these characters in different eras that are specified in the timeline. Now, the story of the game, as I already mentioned, is very unique. The main character that we play is a timekeeper, and she records the history of eras that are now being deleted because we're going back in time. But there are very mysterious things that are going on and why this is occurring, and she's also trying to figure out the truth behind the storm and why everything is reverting. It almost feels like a mysterious deduction game at times because I noticed that there are a lot of hints and foreshadowing pieces of information that are even scattered within the first couple chapters of the game. And as you play later, you start to uncover, oh, this is what's going on and this is how they're connected, which I actually really love. And this is my personal opinion, but each chapter as I played them, it felt like I was watching a full movie with obviously a gameplay section sprinkled in between. And if you're curious about the story without any spoilers, it's very good, depressing, but that's why it's so good. If you play these kind of games before, you kind of already know what I'm talking about. And the presentation of it is actually just mind-blowing to me.
The fall has gone. No need for more blood.
This time, please let me protect you.
Me? Did you find something?
I'm killing people. But nobody gives a damn.
So everything that I mentioned in this video so far is something that I felt like they really hit the mark on every little aspects that helps me enjoy certain video games that I particularly find interesting. And if you do want to try out the game, it's on iOS, Android, PC client, which is awesome. And with the release date now made official, there is a pre-registration bonus that they have on their website. So make sure to pre-register by using the link below or going to their website so we can get some free characters and resources when the game launches. I'm also planning to cover some of the lore and story aspects of the game as we get closer to the launch. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you on one of my streams maybe. And again, I want to give a shout out to Reverse 1999 for sponsoring this video, because this is the game that I'm really excited for, so thank you so much. And for everyone who watched this video, I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye, have a good day, peace.